Howdy ho. Neighborino. Howdy ho. How we doing? How we doing? We okay? It should mean that the new castle event has now begun, which is the Chapter 1 castle event in DML, of course, so we'll be going through that. Hello, time to grind. Oh, I've been grinding the dungeon like most of us anyway, but, you know, now I've got a castle event to do as well. So, more castle, more ticket, more dungeon, the joys. Hello Pepsi. I am not late. Maybe you live in an alternate universe where I'm late, but I was actually early, so, get wrecked. You're wrong. And if you keep spamming the same thing, I will permaban you, and I do not care. How long did it take me to get Hierophant? 1 day. Took me less than 1 day. But anyway, I'm gonna get DML up and ready and raring to go, because of course we want to get this reset complete as soon as possible. The sooner you log in and get it done, the sooner you can get the 6 hours ticking, basically. So, hello! So you can watch as you play. Lovely, fantastic. Ah, Hermes. I love another Hermes, don't I? Ah ha ha ha, so many Hermes. Like 5,000 Hermes dragons. We're never gonna be able to get away from all the Hermes, are we? Looks like the game's struggling to start up. Is this where EUR servers start actually not working, like APA? Are you gonna cuck me as soon as I've decided to stream DML? Oh, I love this game. Oh, this game's definitely not broken, definitely not bad. The servers definitely don't suck. Oh, joys. Anyway, you know, with Castle Event, of course, when the game actually loads up, the most important thing is making sure that you're logging in at minimum once every 6 hours, and you're getting to the highest level in the Castle Event that you possibly can. I don't have the full maps for it yet, of course. Okay, apparently it's just not starting up. Let's try that again, shall we? Game! This probably won't make any difference if the servers are down, but it would be typical, wouldn't it? Give me more server down, DML. I love it. Of course, I organize it for 1 o'clock, and then the game doesn't even bloody work. It's fantastic, isn't it? Dust those halls harder, DML. I wonder if this is the reason why lots of people stop playing this game, just because it's like, whoa, major event time, ha ha. Oh no, you can't even play the game. You log in every 30 minutes, why? There's literally no point. If you use all of your, say, arena energy and your other energy, you're gonna have to wait more than 30 minutes to actually do anything. Ah, so they've decided to swap from APA being down to EUR being down this time. Isn't that good? I guess we'll just wait here until the game functions, right? Is this gonna be a DML rant stream? It may turn into one if they don't fix that crap quickly, because, I mean, this shouldn't be happening during their major event, should it? It shouldn't be happening during— oh, look, unable to reach Dragonlandia. Whoa, very good, Game Loft. I'm so happy that the game was working earlier, and now, as soon as the castle event comes out, your servers break. Whoa, very cool. Both are down? Okay, get wrecked, APA. I don't feel too bad now. Happy waiting. Well, either way, we can still discuss and talk about the castle event while we're here, right? It could be worse. At least you get to stare at this smug ice dragon in the right-hand side, right? Is Ares a good divine for defending? Kind of, but there's better options. He's not an exception divine. Nearly up for you? Well, nearly isn't quite there, is it? Yeah. It's great. Don't you love it? Don't you love it? Major event, DML! Haha! This is my major event experience. It's like they couldn't accept that it was bad enough that APA was having to deal with it, so now they've just cut off every server. Wait, 17.99 AED from Ema? Oh my god, that's gonna make me feel better about this. I'm gonna wait for that notification, but thanks a lot. I really appreciate that, especially in my my dead server state. But thanks a lot for that. Greatly appreciate it. You're on the same servers and you're playing right now? Obviously it's down for a lot of people. It's down for a lot of people right now. Why is it taking you 2+ days to get the Hierophant? Luck. Give us 12-hour resets? Oh, if only. 12-hour resets would be fantastic, but APA's working? Okay, I've got some hope for you are. I am aware of what AED is because I used to work with foreign currency, so I do know what that is. Just curious about what is your dream team for dungeon? Basically 2 of the divine ancient exceptions and possibly a 3rd being an ancient. As long as they've got the, you know, the requirements of earth, water, the double divine blessed potential, and they've got the exception stats, that's all you need. Jesus! DML! Fix your game! This is redonkulous! Are we gonna be sitting here half an hour? Literally, you're cucking your players. This sort of thing makes people leave. As in, stop playing the game. It's just unreal. And the fact to actually get any feedback on this happening, it normally takes like a few hours before they even address it, is just not okay. What is the solution? There's no solution, Fairy Team. It's Gameloft's problem. Gameloft making bad game, making bad servers. Yeah. People think I make it up. You think I'm making this up? I can't make this up. I can't ruin their servers on my own, and that's their fault. Win Dungeon? Is it? If it's Win Dungeon, then that's gonna be Pog. Why can't I enter DML? Blame Gameloft. Tell them their game is bad. Okay, don't actually do that. Well, you can if you think it. I think that. What's your favorite boss dragon? None of them. None of them? Since you're alone, but you're not. There's literally been people typing in there before you. Unable to reach Dragolandia. When you say that, Gameloft bans you? I hope they do. Gameloft, your game is bad. Your servers are even worse. Is this gonna be the load please stream? Is this gonna be like hashtag free Apollo, hashtag fix your servers? Is that gonna have to be the new hashtag I make so that APA and EUR actually get their, like, they actually fix it for players? And we're gonna have to do that for another 4 years until it eventually gets fixed again? Hashtag fix your servers. Hashtag fix your servers, Gameloft. Gameloft stole your kidneys? Oh, good luck with that. Hello, Mr. Ali. Hashtag fix your servers, hashtag fix your servers, hashtag every time this happens, your game goes down another score. This means that DML right now, the times it's happened to me this week, DML's actually sitting at a 2 out of 10. Do we really want it to go into the negatives? Because it will. It will happen. Every time we have another server break during a major event, when it just starts, you get another point loss, Gameloft. Ah, the joys. They might give 10 tickets for the error. Oh, you're so naive. Wow! Imagine thinking they actually compensate people for their own stupidity. Wow! I wish I was you. I wish I lived in your life. Can I help you? I could, but the next time you spam it, I'll perma you instead. That'll help me. Oh, never mind. Slacks did it anyway. You deserve that, Twan. Now no one can help you. Good job. It's already in the negatives for APA. Yeah, EUR was just about holding on, and now look at what they've done. They gave 55 tickets when the Norse event was there. That's because they had a lot of problems. It wasn't just like the first reset. They had so many issues. Can you give event spoilers? What do you mean spoilers? We already know what's going to be there. Hello? But yeah, the countries I've visited quite a lot of countries. Like, I used to travel a lot when I was young. Like, I've been to China, Singapore, Vietnam. Obviously, I lived in Australia and India. Different parts of Europe, like Spain and France. I went to Greece. We used to go to like every year. You know, I got quite a few places. Waiting for the event to load. Tips and tricks. My tip and trick would to be uninstall Lamel. Oh, it looks like Hassan wants to be permed as well. Okay. Well, I'll time you out for now, but you know, anyone that just spams the chat, I will just perm you. Makes no difference to me. I don't care. If you're just gonna spam the chat, it's not useful. It's not interesting. It's not helpful to anyone. 1 week left until it's time to nut. You quit the ML because your laptop was expired? Understandable. Your dream is to go to Japan when you're older? I went to Japan in 2019. I also went when I was younger. But I went for my 21st birthday, and the food is just good. I could live off of just fish from the kombinis over there. You live in Hyderabad? Yeah, I used to live in Hyderabad. I lived in Kolkata, Hyderabad, and Visakhapatnam. You're from DML? Fantastic! Do I watch anime? I do have a link to my anime list on my front YouTube profile. So, like, if I open up my YouTube, if you ever want to take a look, you'll see in the top right, there's, like, different links, which you probably won't be interested in all of them. But if you ever want to take a look, you can click on my anime list link, and you can see all the shows I've watched. Technically, this is outdated by a little bit. I've still got to add, like, I think 5 or 6 on here, but you can see all of my profile if you care enough. Probably better than asking me every single show that I've ever watched. Now, apparently the dungeon pulls wind. Apparently. You're on level 2? Fantastic! I'm on level waiting. What was my favourite anime? I don't have a particular singular favourite. There's quite a few that were okay. But I wouldn't say I've ever watched a show that I feel like was done perfectly, if that makes sense. Have I read the Demon Slayer manga? I've not. Can I help you with what? If you spam again, you're gonna get that account banned as well. What do you need help with? you got tied out on that account because you spammed it again. Look, I'm not gonna argue with Slacks. If you're gonna keep spamming, I'm not gonna be able to help you. In the castle event is a divine? Indeed, yes. There's gonna be Hermes in this one, and then there is gonna be Anubis in the one after that. So you can very easily get your hands on at least 4 divines free to play during this event. Assuming the servers work! So funny, isn't it? I love just waiting here for the game to just open up, and it's never gonna open up. Fantastic, isn't it? Eli's back up? Oh, it's not for me. Certainly not for me. Yeah, we've been waiting 17 minutes now for the servers to come up. Do you think we'll just be sitting here for 8 hours? Let's sit here and have a chat, folks. Because the servers are never going to work. Please make me eat my words. Gameloft, please. Just fix your stuff! How does this happen so often? You'd think that they'd have worked out how to stop this from happening by now. Hashtag fix your servers, hashtag fix your servers, hashtag why do your games suck so bad? They lied. The thing is, even if someone else on the same server as you gets access to the game, sometimes only a very small number of people get access because for whatever reason, most of the players get kicked out, but not all of them. That can happen. Working? Well, clearly not. Clearly it's not working. Yeah, this is close street. Yeah. Ah, there we go. It connected. Whoa! Whoa! The game opened up. Whoa! Wow, I feel like we've just achieved something great. There you go, guys. It took nearly 20 minutes, but it seems like the event is up. Is there divine tickets in dungeon? Yes, there's going to be divine tickets in all 4 weeks of the dungeon. Jesus, that was depressing. Why would you go there to meet me without even telling me? That's creepy. Anyway, we've got event now. So let's go and do it. Why do some players choose to keep duplicates? DCP and just general, maybe they like it. It doesn't like loud sounds. I do limit it. But anyway, this is Divine Party Rooftop, which is of course the Chapter 1 castle event this time around. And just like an old castle event, we've got 6 levels in this, but there is the opportunity to get tickets, season points, and a Divine Dragon from each of these castle parts. And of course, the Cyclops Dragon, which is the Pieces Dragon that we're going to need to get Hathor. But anyway, I didn't realise Divine Dragons had a party season. I'm sure the professor has been totally giddy writing about it. With Ned's help, of course. We thought they were going to go into hiding after that mess with Kronos and Rathorn, but Ned thinks they want to understand us better. Well, I won't object to that, especially since Ned had a head start. Right on time, the Hermes Dragon's here to escort us to Dragon Olympus. Ah, just like old times, this'll be great. So, like I said, we do have 6 levels to this castle event, and you can see that we've got quests at the bottom that we'll have to do, which we'll do in a second. Let's jump into level 1 first. Isn't it fantastic, Professor? The Divines of Mount Dragon Olympus are so thankful for all our help over the years. They've invited us to their summer party. Indeed, and I've decided to bring my son as my +1. Hearing what these dragons are chatting about will bring me amazing new insight into divine behavior. Oh, I thought it was just going to be the two of us, reminiscing about the first time you took me to meet the Divines and all that, but I'm glad Ned's here. She says that, but she doesn't actually mean it, does she? But either way, we've got this sort of mini map layout, and we're going to have to take on this boss Springtime Dragon first. You have 2 dust dragons? That's kind of bad. Years ago, Professor, you told me that Mount Dragon Olympus only becomes visible when the Divines are in trouble. So why can we see it now? The Hermes Dragon says they are in trouble. They're tired of seeing the same party guests for thousands of years and they need us to shake things up. Simply amazing. I always knew dragons had a flair for the dramatic, but my boy, you've confirmed it. Nothing better than a battle to spice up a party, right? I guess. I don't really care about any of the lore in the game, but it's party season. That's all you need to know. You're right, Hermes. Inviting these humans to the party will prove to be very entertaining indeed. Oh yes, and when you take their family dynamics into account, it's a recipe for delightful drama. Ned, quickly, what are they saying? They're being a little rude. Let's just say they're happy we're here. Rude dragons. How could you? Either way, this is level 1, and the main thing about castle events is trying to get to the next level and find the key on each level as quickly as possible, which normally we need the maps for that, and so because I don't have them yet, we've got to try and pick the cheapest paths. And this one, it should be cheaper to go for this chest, because you'll see this way, there's 3 tiles and then a chest, but on this path, we only have to take 2 tiles, and we could take on 2 fights, which should make this pathway cheaper overall. The only thing is, as you progress to the higher levels during castle events, there will be a limited amount of elements that you can use, so if you don't have many elements on your team, you might end up getting stuck. So that's something to keep in mind. But either way, we should be able to open up this chest. Does it have a key? Of course not, because I never find the key in my first chest, because screw me, right? Either way, this still allows us to get to level 2. So there we go. There is the first key of this event, and this is what we're going to be doing on every level. Just like we have with old castle events, you want to find the key as soon as possible, so then you can progress to the higher levels. Look, we found a way forward. Now we can really get the party started. Oh, yes. So what does the Hermes Dragon have to say about our latest accomplishment? The last time I saw this older human, it asked far fewer questions. Is it always like this? Well, sorta. And that does give us some tickets as well, which is fantastic. Yes, Hermes is just like you. But as we progress, we can check this when it comes to the resets, but generally as we go up in levels, we'll unlock more points that we can get per reset, which is the reason why you want to be getting to the higher levels sooner. But even if that's not the case, just getting you through all the levels so that then you can go back and collect all the pieces is normally what most players end up doing. But let's jump into level 2. Wow, it's been a while. Isn't it great to see the Divines and their friends milling around and having fun? Quite so, Aya, and I'm especially looking forward to knowing what dragon small talk sounds like. Yeah, me too. Do you remember, Aya? Years ago, you and your mentor took a chance on a dear friend of mine. Did we? That's Artemis. I have no idea what that's about. But either way, we've run out of currency now, as we're on level 2. And you can see we've got this a lot bigger of a level. Oh, look, it's a Polo Chant. We got Polo Chant. You're going to have to wait until next reset. Indeed, it may look like you can't progress any further, but do remember we've got these quests to do, which are the same ones that we have during the Ancient event. So we've got collect gold, food, breeding, feeding, winning battles, and catching creatures. So obviously, if you want to collect gold, super simple, just click your habitats. But it can be a good idea, especially if you don't have that many habitats, to put down some fire habitats, so that then you can collect the gold from them nice and quick. And then with the breeding dragons, assuming that this isn't super duper broken, for the first couple of point brackets, what we can do is to keep in the 6-hour resets, because you'll see it says refills in 5 hours, 34, and that's when we can come back and do our points again, get some more points and progress, what we tend to do until then is use fire and metal, because this will guarantee us a war dragon breed, and that will keep us on the 6-hour resets. So that'll give us the full 200 points that we need. Although in the Discord server, I do have a full breeding chart for what breeds give what points, so you can always join and see that as well. With the feeding dragons, of course, the best thing to do is to hatch a new dragon, place it, and then feed it. Because that's cheaper than, you know, leveling up a higher level dragon. So there we go. Those are all the points that we need from the feeding dragons quest. And then the other quest that we've got is collecting food, winning battles, and catching creatures. So, collecting food. The food that I would recommend you use is either going to be the hour food, if you want to have super high food collection and you're going to be logging in often. Use spring cherries. However, if you are going to be gone for the full 6 hours, definitely use squarey berries if you can afford it. They are the second best food production in the game, so you'll be still generating a lot of food, and it keeps you on those 6-hour reset timers. So that's why you should do that. And then winning battles, we can do any battles, really. I assume that we can still do it in the arena. So let's go and do arena fights now anyway. Still not up for you? Well, good luck. I hope that it comes up. It's kind of sucky. Oh, I didn't realize he was frightened. Oh no! Oh no, Ekes is frightened! Ah, scary! Do I like turtles? Turtles are fine. Turtles are fine. But, yes, we want to do our fights, get the points from this, and then of course the only other quest that's left is to catch creatures. And catch creatures is probably the most annoying one, because sometimes the presents just do not spawn in. But what you can do is, if you restart your game, sometimes it does end up helping them to spawn in, but you might need to wait 5 minutes and wait for them to spawn. Because they still haven't fixed that either. That doesn't work properly. So, haha, more things that don't work in this game. Who would have thought? After waiting nearly 20 minutes for the game to come up. You're trying to help the environment. Every little bit helps, I guess. Every little bit helps. But yes, I'm just going to do my fights because, you know, might as well use my energy in the arena. Because I want to get the Shinobi Dragon still. And 2 birds, 1 stone. I get my castle event stuff done. I don't have to waste any portal gems this way. And plus, I want to do the arena. This is the reason why, even though technically having lots of dragons at the same level can help you with the dungeon, it does mean you'll end up not being able to really progress in the arena. Because the enemies will just become too difficult and they haven't fixed the arena still for everyone. You don't like arena? Most players don't. They ruined it. But they said that they were going to look into fixing it, but it's been like nearly 3 months now, and they still haven't done anything. So, good job, Gameloft. Another thing that doesn't really work correctly. I love it. But, hey, you know, if you want to keep playing the game and get things out of the game, you just got to get what you can out of it. That's the main thing. And that's what I'm here to show you how to do. You completed level 2. Ah, you must have been lucky with that first key. But when we get as many points as we can collect, we will go back into level 2 of the castle event, and we will see if we can get super lucky on our first chest open. So, just like I have in the past, I'm going to address a big question, because lots of people have asked before, like, oh, is the chest where you find the key going to be the same chest that I find the key? The answer is no. Because in these castle events, the chest that has the key is random for every player, in the sense that, say the first chest you open has a 10% chance of dropping the key. So if we go to this chest here, for example, I don't actually know which one's going to be the cheapest, but I'm going to go to this one first. If we say that this chest here has a 10% chance, because it's the first chest of dropping the key and we open it, it might have a key for me in it. But it'll still be a 10% chance for you when you open it, but you might not get that 10%. So then you'll have to go and open up a different chest. So that's how the chests work. It's not going to be guaranteed. Wherever you see someone else open it is not where you'll find it necessarily. You could, but that's just going to be luck. So don't just copy where I go for the sake of expecting a key there. You can go to where I go I do have the maps all calculated and we know which is the cheapest path. Looks like in this case, this chest does not have the key as expected. So we're gonna have to go and try and open up a different chest. And so at this point, it's like, we could try and get to mid first, and then it'll probably be cheaper to open up more chests, or we can go to this one because it's, you know, in our face. I'm gonna go to this one here, just for the sake of it. But again, when the maps do come out for the cheapest chest paths, you should definitely use them. DML is your top favorite game? Strange. When will you get unbanned? You probably won't. You probably won't from the Discord server. You think that castle events give more tickets than cake craze? We can go and count them in a second. But I can't open this chest yet, which is kind of sucky. I will be able to when the creatures spawn in, if they ever do. So we will be able to do that if the creatures ever actually... There we go. They're showing their faces here. And it looks like each creature gives 50 points. That's not bad. So we can open this one, and no luck for me. So for someone else, opening that chest there may have had the key inside. Obviously, for me, I'm not that lucky, so I'm gonna have to wait until next reset now to get more points. But that's essentially how castle events work. And as we go up in the levels will get bigger, they'll get more complicated, they'll get more costly. So you've got to be logging in every 6 hours, fully clearing out all of your points, and trying to progress as quickly as you can. They got banned for being, child. You can end up trying to breed the Bright Dragon since you have Summer Dragon. Yes, we do have Breeding Blitz, but yeah, it looks like we've got 5 on level 1, as in 5 Divine tickets, 10 tickets on level 2, and then we've got another 45 for level 3 and level 5, so at least it's a few extra tickets, right? But of course, the main way that you're going to get bonus Divine tickets is going to be from the dungeon, which we will do in a second. But just before that, we do have the Breeding Blitz event here for Bright. And this is a dragon that I don't actually own. So I'm going to be taking part in trying to breed this dragon, because you need to breed together Summer and Soft to get it. I did get Soft the other day, which means I can actually do a Breeding Blitz for a change. So I don't remember if they said there's any boosted odds for this, but since you need to keep one breeding den occupied for the castle event, I'm only going to go for this because I got those extra double egg relics from the daily login. So I'm going to use my extra den relic, and we are going to be going for this Bright Dragon breed. Of course, Summer is the Dragon of the Week as well if you need it, so you can try and go for that. But without further ado, let us try and go for a breedy poo. So, if we are going to try and go for this Bright Dragon Breeding Blitz, you can see the egg here, but there's quite a few other possible outcomes. In fact, if we count them, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 other possible outcomes for me. Which means that overall, our chances of breeding Bright are going to be quite low. I am going to use the double egg relic. This is one of the situations where when your chances are super low, if you can actually see the egg, it's going to help you out a lot so that you can pick it if it's not an egg that you already have. And plus it removes one of the outcomes from the breeding pool, so it could help us. Let's go. First breed is not successful, but we get to pick the egg with the shorter breeding time. So I'll probably be wasting a lot of relics this week. Double egg relics, second breeding den relics. But we'll be on the grind. Be on the grind for Mr. Bright. Because he's quite a cute looking dragon overall. You know, he's not really a useful dragon to me, but he's a cute looking dragon. I'd like to own him if I could. I wonder, is the DML planner up with the breeding combo for this? It is. And according to DML Planner, it says there's about a 1% chance, 1.12% chance to breed Bright. And it says 25 possible outcomes, but in-game it only showed me 20 of those, which is strange. Can we just not breed the single element dragons anymore? I guess so. That's probably the thing that's adding to the total, but anyway, we've got about a 1% chance base of breeding Bright, so good luck to us, good luck to you. You got summer from a weekend event, you waited until the last 10 minutes and you spent all your gold. That is a strategy that people use during weekend events, rather than spending it over time, so that then your opponents know roughly what to expect. If you just spend it all at once at the end, you're gonna take people by surprise, right? So that's how some people do get big advantages and end up winning during weekend events, but obviously you gotta hoard for that to work. But anyway, the other thing that we've got, of course, is Bottomless Dungeon. And I'm going to check the dungeon shop quick, because I like checking the dungeon shop for anything cool. Looks like they've got absolutely nothing of value for me. That was a waste of time. And kelp is in the dungeon, which I already have. So I'm not going to worry about that. But it is, of course, going to be Divine Week still, which means we're still going to get Divine tickets out of the dungeon, which means we need to be grinding the dungeon like we do every week. You might get unbanned, well, we'll see about that, but I'm not sure. 1% is lower than a legendary. It is. A lot of the breeding blitz dragons are actually a lot more difficult to breed than the base game legendaries and things like that. Who is the worst YouTuber? There's been a lot of bad YouTubers over time, like the sort that lie to their fans, sell them crypto scams, people like that. But I can't name a specific worst YouTuber ever. There's been lots of bad ones, just as there's been lots of good ones. The only thing you bought was the VIP ticket. Yeah, I guess the VIP ticket's okay, but most of the deals are pretty bad. Most of them are pretty bad, so I'm not really too interested in them. The main things I'm interested during dungeon weeks in the dungeon shop are the premium sigil chests. Obviously, they're not going to give us another one yet. So, sucks to suck for me, I guess. But last week we had Plant Dungeon. This week is apparently Wind Dungeon. And if that's true, then maybe I'll grind this week's dungeon. Because last week I still got to, what was it, 1,450 dungeon KOs, I think. But that's not proper grinding with, like, gemming in that. So, maybe we'll grind this week. Are chest opening rewards random? Yes, they're always random. Technically, everyone has a seed, so you could argue it's not true random, but it's still random. Dan TDM, he was like the typical child YouTuber that all the children used to watch. I mean, it's just like, I'm playing this game because I get benefits out of doing so that most players don't get, right? So, I might as well keep doing it. It's not like I have to invest crazy amounts of hours into this game like you would in other games. So, that's why I'm here. You're at 72 pieces out of 120 on Hephaestus free to play. You're doing fine. You're doing fine. Kind of weird that you chose to go for Hephaestus instead of Newt and Artemis, because now that we've got Castle event, you gotta remember the main reason people are interested in this Castle event is because it's got Cyclops in it, and we need to get Cyclops so that we can unlock Hathor. But to get Hathor, you have to unlock Newt, Artemis, Cyclops from the Castle event part 1, and the Pyramid Dragon from Castle event part/chapter 2. That's the reason why people want Cyclops. And he's new. You got 50 times this morning? Nice. Nice-o! I don't know, the arena in general is just not particularly great. It's like, they pulled something that was kind of, oh god. Burnout. Okay, this is scary suddenly. I was not paying attention to the energy dragons that were gonna spawn in. I'm paying attention now. Why would I be checking Discord? No. Not if they say it on YouTube. If they're in the Discord server and they say that, then yes. But if they're on YouTube, then no. That's my answer to you, Slacks. Remember, the rules are different between the two, and we Basically, if you can't confirm whether they're being watched over by an adult, then on YouTube, no. On Discord, yes. That's how the rule goes. It's burnout? I thought someone said it was wind. Who lied? Who lied? Your chest says it'll end in 9 days. Is it a glitch? No. Mixing emojis. I might end up making a separate video about this because I feel like a lot of people are really confused and I really don't want people to ruin their chances in this event. The chests will be changing next week. From the chapter 1 chest to the chapter 2 chest. Because you know how we've got soft dragon this week? Well, we're gonna have a different set of chest dragons in chapter 2. But, you know how you change your tickets and when you use your tickets they turn into holy talismans and other things? You're still gonna keep your holy talismans for the whole event, but you're not gonna keep your divine tickets for the whole event. So you need to spend your divine tickets before the end of this week. Because it's going to change them over to a different kind of divine ticket, and trust me, you don't want to end up just wasting your divine tickets that you earned. That would be really bad. What is the worst energy on DML? Energy? What do you mean? What sigil should you put on Artemis? Probably Wonder Acceptance. Probably Wonder Acceptance. Borealis, Robocuck, and Shuriken. Oh. I see, but yes, it does seem like we've got a lot of energy dragons coming in on this dungeon. This is definitely not the, this is definitely not the dungeon I was hoping it was gonna be, put it that way. Because while ever burnout exists, then they can just one-shot us, which is obviously really scary. Ah! No, Nessa's dead! 3 in a row? That sucks. But, you know, it happens sometimes in this dungeon. If your dragons just aren't prepared in time, you're just gonna get cucked by the energy. But luckily it's only our first run, so it's not too bad. It sucks a lot more when you're on like a big dungeon run and it happens. That's when it sucks. I've seen you post 666 twice now. Post it a 3rd time, see what happens. Okay, they posted it 3 times. Guess who's getting banned? Guess who's getting banned? It's you. Sigils for Newt. Probably still Wonder Acceptance, or you could technically use something like Havoc, or because Havoc's kind of you can use a couple of other things on it. Will Artemis be available for the whole event? Yes, the whole event. There's a big difference between the chapters in terms of different dragons will become available in the different chapter 2 chests, but your holy talismans will stay. All dragons will still be able to be exchanged for holy talismans for the whole event. The only thing that's actually changing are the chests. That's it. But it does mean that any tickets that I get right now, for example, we're gonna have to spend these before the end of this week. Otherwise, they're just gonna go and disappear into nothing. Which you don't want to have. Oh, damn it, I should have taken the 10 gems. Oh, well. Damn it, I was not paying attention. Where? What sigil for Hermes? You can use Witchcraft, Wonder on him in really weird tiers, but you should probably just use Wonder Acceptance most of the time because he's the Blesser. I assume he's your Blesser at least, so you'll probably be using Wonder Acceptance. Or accept as Witchcraft is what I meant to say. Would you go for purple chest or the other chest? In the dungeon, you can work out what's more valuable, because in every purple chest on average, I believe the average is 12 tickets per purple chest opening, and that costs 2,000 stepping stones. So if a chest, say a blue chest or a green chest, ends up coming out at less value for stepping stones than 12,000 per 2,000 stones spent, then you can open it. If it ends up being over that, don't open it and just go for the purple. So usually, I haven't checked for this dungeon week yet, but usually you can say skip the last blue or last 2 blue chests and maybe the last green, and then you can open all the others. But it does depend on the dungeon week, and obviously I'll find out when I get there and see what the values are looking like. What sigils for Luzra? Because they are an ancient, you can throw witchcraft on there. But it completely depends on your team. You can't just say, for this dragon, what sigils do I give it? It depends on your entire team. Apollo musical newt. I mean, you're gonna want to have Wonder Acceptance on your blessers, right? And then for musical, you could throw on a Havoc on there, but it's kind of eh. And then Newt, because it's a healer, you're going to want Wonder Acceptance on Newt as well. But the musical, until you get an actual ancient, is going to be holding you back quite a lot. What do I think about the dungeon deals? Pretty bad. Pretty bad this week. Yeah, I guess I'll take the VIP, but aside from that, they're pretty bad. They're not very interesting. How am I so good at grinding? I mean, I'm not. I just log in when I have to, which will be every 6 hours during the castle event. But we got some chests. Let's go open some chests. 61 chests. Times 50. Times 50. Will Runic Soft and Revelry leave from the chests? Yes, I believe so. We should get a new set of dragons, right? I'm not going crazy. We should get a new set of dragons in the Chapter 2 chests. Can I feed Frosky to 120? No, I can't feed anyone to 120 right now. I don't have the resources. I certainly don't have enough to take Frosk from level 20 or level 30 to level 120 right now. If you didn't have enough talismans to buy one of the divines available currently, when Chapter 2 begins, if you open a chest, can the talismans from that be spent on the divine dragons on Chapter 1? Yes. Yes. The talismans that you get will be this, or the ones that can possibly drop from the Chapter 1 chests and Chapter 2 chests will be the same. The dragon will still be available. So, for instance, if you get into week 4 of the event, and you still need to get Artemis, you can still buy Artemis in week 4. A full drop? There's no such thing in this event, Slacks. Get better. There's no such thing as, you mean like full drop for soft? I've already got all the others. It's not like ancient event Slacks. I got times 10. No times 50! My times 50s are cucking me! Will I get Hathor? Assuming that I grind the dungeon, grind out the castle events and such, then yes, I should be getting Hathor from this event, but it does rely on us grinding, like everyone. But at this stage in the game, we are just in the beginning of week 2, and I'm currently at 89 pieces of Artemis. This dungeon's looking like a pretty bad dungeon, I'll be honest, so I may not end up grinding this one. We might have to wait until week 3, week 4, like I did during the other events. But we're very close to getting Artemis already. We're not too far away. So, after that, I'll get Newt, and then of course with Hephaestus and Osiris, I've already got some pieces for those. Osiris shouldn't be too expensive in the end. So, maybe we'll be getting 3 divines, plus we might get Hathor if we do all the castle events properly. So, it looks like we're pretty good to go, right? Looks like we're good to go. Would I suggest Hermes on a team? No. Not unless it's your only divine. If it's your only divine, then it will be better to use any divine than no divine in the meantime, but no, I would not suggest you use Hermes when we have Artemis and Newt and Hathor available free to play at the moment. Definitely would not advise it. Yeah, I'm not gonna get a times 50 ever again, am I? I got a times 50 in my first 5 chests, and I'm never gonna have it happen again. Sad. Who would I recommend between Newt or Hephaestus for a team that has Artemis and Pulverles? I mean, technically, the best option for you... Oh god, I didn't realize our Bless was gone. But the better option is to unlock Hathor and use that instead. Because, you know, Exception Divine. And using an Exception Divine versus a non-exception divine is going to be better. That's like the simple truth, unfortunately. Even though Hathor's shadow isn't going to be that useful, probably just use Hathor instead for the AoE, rather than using Hephaestus or Newt. That's the main thing. You get Newt so that you can unlock Hathor, and then you use Hathor. It feels kind of bad for Newt that Hathor is available, which has light as well. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. Sometimes you just have to use dragons as fodder in this game. Should you use Newt and Artemis on a team? You'd be better off using Artemis and Hathor. Again, remember Hathor. To get Hathor, he is an exception divine, which means he has boosted health and boosted damage. So, even though Newt has energy, which is really, really good sometimes, I think for a lot of players, they'd probably be better off using Hathor. The only thing to keep in mind with that is if you really want to have a good team for future castle events, you will be doubling up on the shadow, which obviously you wouldn't really want to do, ideally. So, I would say the better option overall, if you're not too picky about elements, would be Hathor plus Artemis. But if you are super picky about elements and you don't really care about the bonus stats on Hathor, which you probably should, if you don't and you just want energy on top and you don't want to duplicate Shadow, you can go Artemis and Newt. But I think overall they're probably the better options in the event. Yes, Divine Slaughterhouse, true. True. I want to get these double egg relics. But honestly, I want to get this Bright Dragon bread. So should we try and go for another Bright Dragon breed? What do you think? Should we go for a Bright Dragon breed? I'm going to watch ads in front of you. Get wrecked, chat. Ah! My ears. We're going to watch ads together so that I can get a time skip. And then we can go for a couple more breeds on this Bright Dragon because I'm desperate. Just believe it is only week 2. Indeed, it is only week 2 of the event. You just have to keep the hope. Every time you get a times 50, it's going to help you out a lot. Because just imagine, if you get 50 chests that gives you times 1 talisman, that would be the same as getting a single times 50 chest. So it does make a huge difference at the end of the day. When will there be a new Divine event? He doesn't have an event, what should he do? Go and download the update information? Literally go into the Play Store and download the update. Yeah, watching ads during a live stream, get destroyed, chat. My ads don't freeze anymore, I'm lucky, so I can get lots of time skips, but I'm sorry, chat, I'm gonna keep doing it if I have to. 9 hours? No thank you. How many more ads do you think it's going to let me watch? You know, this is an example of what players do so that they can get lots and lots of breeds in. You know, they watch ads, come back, throw the eggs in, do another breed, do another breed. I think it's going to give us at least 3. At least I have something to do while waiting for these ads to go through, right? A 50! It's a minute long ad, are you kidding me? Ugh. Who puts a minute-long ad in for a 30-minute time skip? Gameloft, you actual scumbags. You just got times 50 talismans? PogChamp. You don't mind watching ads? I know, but you get to watch ads with me for my benefit only. Hee. You're always scared by them. Yeah, look at Mickey and Minnie and Random Krabby. God, a minute-long ad? I actually feel sick. Good luck on breeding Bright. Thank you, Pepsi. I will try. I will definitely try and breed Bright, but, you know, a 1% breeding chance, the chances are not in our favour. So, we're gonna have to hope for some good luck. Lots and lots and lots of breeding. Maybe that'll actually keep me invested in DML. Coming back. And trying to go for Bright breedings, maybe. I was gonna say, you better not have made me watch a 1-minute ad and then not even give me the time skip. I was gonna go crazy. At least this one's only 15 seconds. 8 ads a day. Sometimes it changes depending on what events are out, and sometimes it only lets me watch 2. You got your 6th 50 times? Why? Why can't I have that? Why can't I have that? How do you get double egg relics? You can get them from a few different ways. Sometimes you can get them from passes. But I got my double egg relics. I actually don't know where from. Where did I get mine from? I don't remember. Sometimes you could get them out of Whale Mart as well. Sometimes you can get them out of the dungeon. It just depends on where they throw them. You have a pick, Agnes fighting the disease. What? The disease? What's the disease? The disease. You love minions? Right. If Citrine Dragon will be banned, what will I do? I'll just stop playing. I don't care, I'll just stop playing the game. Doesn't matter to me. Right! Damn it! How many time skips have we done now? 5? We've done 5, right? Oh god. It's not gonna let us watch enough to finish off this breed, is it? Maybe I'll just skip this one with gems because I could waste them on dungeon, but I don't want to wait. Just praise Hermes wherever you see him. Yes. Hey, you say that, but if that was true, I didn't diss Hermes during the previous event. I still got cucked. My ancient event luck last time was horrible, and I'm pretty sure I'm below average for my current drops as well on the... Because I'm supposed to be getting a ratio of 3 holy talismans per chest open. I'm pretty sure I'm not at that right now. I'm pretty sure I'm below. I should probably have been keeping strict track, but I have not been keeping strict track of it. I'm pretty sure I'm getting cucked this event as well. Are you late? We started streaming about 57 minutes ago, so technically... I think DML will make double egg relics pay to win. Well, you can get them by spending money for, like, the DM pass. But, I mean, you can get them in some free-to-play ways as well. I wouldn't strictly call those pay to win at the moment. They could make them like that. I hope they don't. Bright, come to me. The sooner you do, people have to watch less ads, and me too. Your GF hasn't gotten a 50 drop yet and you just opened 10 chests and got 2. It happens. That's what RNG is like. Sometimes you'll get really lucky, other times you won't. And the longer you play games that rely on luck, like DML, the more you'll have good spells of luck and the more you'll have bad spells of luck. Obviously, the more time you play, obviously you're going to run into more of those situations. You are not Muslim, am I? I am not a Muslim, no. Dusty, no! Spin to win, pay to win. Oh yeah, I'm gonna skip that one with gems because I'm a scumbag. Don't do that. Don't do what I do. Bright Dragon, Pog champion, dude. Yes. Winner, Bright Dragon dinner. Did I just get rewarded for skipping that using gems? Hell yes, dude. That's a good start to the week. Hey. Very cool. I am just that cool of a gamer. You see that? You're watching an ad? I'm no longer watching an ad. I'm winning. Is 760 talismans good for the first week? It's decent. There's supposed to be Mal in this event. It will be during chapter 2. Pog, 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 pog. I'm so cool. I'm so very cool. Well, there's Bright Dragon anyway. Well, I guess I don't have to waste any more. I still had Kronos on that ready, but I don't even need to use him now. Pog champion, dude. I am that cool. Either way, that is breeding blitz for me, downskis. So that's going to be a new dragon for me. Tasty. Been a week and you only have 12 Artemis pieces? What were you doing, Gabriel? Were you doing the event? Were you grinding the dungeon? Because you have to be doing those a lot Speaking of which, dungeon time! Dungeon time! Let's go and get zapped by some burnout dragons. Woohoo! Which dragon am I leveling up next? I'm just leveling up my main team members at the moment because I need to get them to level 120 because I get a cool medal, which is pointless, but I might as well do it. And plus, then I can actually use sacred apples. I might as well use the pay-to-win, well, the half pay-to-win item, right? Just for the sake of it. Actually, will I? Because that'll make my dungeon team uneven. Maybe I'll just save them up so that I can use sacred apples eventually. But since I didn't buy the shrine from this event, I'm only gonna have one sacred apple. And that sucks. Only having one sacred apple. Waste relics and Kronos to hatch the bright dragon right now. I'm not quite that dumb, my friend. You're just skipping in the dungeon with gems and you have 5,000 gems? I mean, that's what people can do if they just waste their money. Or you can wait until you have a good dungeon week and spend the gems to reset your dungeon runs then. That's the smarter idea. That way you don't waste as many gems. I highly recommend you don't waste gems for the sake of it, if you don't want to have a hard time. Help you to log into your account. You can't log into your Facebook account. When you want to log into your Facebook, DML turning to white screen and you can't go to your account. As in, when you're in game, you try and select it. If you've restarted your device and tried it again like the day after, because sometimes you might just have run into a really annoying glitch. If you keep having the problem, I'm not the person that can help you. The only thing that you can do is keep trying over a couple of days. If that doesn't work, then you're gonna have to contact Gameloft support. People come to me and I'm like, dude, I can't really help you. Gameloft support are the ones that are paid to do that. You got 7 times 50 drops? Lucky for some. Lucky for some of us. Not for all of us. Your Gia plays only casually, but will get enough talismans for one divine. If she can only get one, who would you suggest for her to go for? You were leaning towards Newt, but not sure. Depends on what the team needs. If the team needs a healer really badly, then take the healer. If the team really needs an AoE dragon, go for Newt. Or you can go for Hephaestus technically as well. Probably wouldn't suggest it because usually light's more useful, but you could do that. But, you know, a lot of people would prefer just having a divine and a healer just so that they know that they have a healer. The only problem is when you have a healer like Nezha that has 3 different roles, because then you'll pretty much never be able to use all 3 of the elements. But with Artemis, that shouldn't be a problem. Lilith, Stardust, Rust. They could really take either of them. That's a personal preference choice, I think. Ideally, if they could predict what was coming in the next Ancient event, they could make their choice based on that. But unfortunately, we can't really see into the future. So, well, if I worked at Gameloft, I would never do that. I do not want to work for Gameloft. I do not envy any Gameloft employee. I would probably rather work literally anywhere else. For Divine's Final Mastery, should you get Mass Blessing or Great Blessing? You know, I was actually going to, or I was thinking of releasing an updated version of that names the best upgrades for every single element. Would you like the sound of that? I've already got the script written up for it, so I might do that. But Mass Blessing, if you only have one divine, I would say Mass Blessing is important to get first. But then, if you've got 2 divines, technically the second divine could take Great Blessing, and then you could just swip and swap between them. But I think it's really important to at least have one divine that has Mass Blessing first. Most important thing. Do you have Burnout? They both have Power of Thunder. Rust, Artemis, Agave, a good team. Not really, no. Ah, they have Burnout, no! Why did I say I don't envy Gameloft employees? Because you said, imagine if I worked for Gameloft. But why would I work for Gameloft, considering I have some idea of what it's like working there? Not a very good one. But let's say I've been told things. So it was kind of related to what you said. You may not want to believe it, but it's actually true that it was actually related to what you said, believe it or not. Wow, amazing. It's almost like I answered your question. Hate craze was bad for you? It's not ideal for everyone, especially if you have to log in really often. Any ways to get talismans fast? Dungeon. Dungeon. Same as it is for everyone else. The answer is dungeon. What do you have? Burnout? Ah! Lilith, Devil, and Hierophant a good team? No. It's got legendaries in it, therefore it's not a good team. I hate that that's the truth, but that's the truth. Is it better to get Newt or Artemis? Like I just said, it depends on your full team. Depends on what you need the most, and to a certain degree, it's also personal preference. But mainly, if you really need a healer, take the healer. If you really need not a healer, and you need AoE, take the other one. Ah, no, he's got Burnout, and he's got Rebirth and Evasion! This is as bad as it gets! Okay, rest in peace, me. Oh, thank God he missed. I'm not even gonna be able to take him out, though. Oh, God! This is the end. This is the end of days. Why? Why do you have Evasion Rebirth? There's actual cancer. What is this? Evasion Epic Rebirth, and he's got shields on. What the hell do you even do about that? Literally nothing. Well, obviously I can use AoE, but he's not gonna get one shot. Oh my God. Epic Evasion Rebirth Burnout user. It literally does not get any worse than that. RNGesus doesn't even matter when he's got bloody Epic Evasion Rebirth Burnout. What? That's unreal. How cancer that is this week. I don't even know if I want to do the dungeon anymore after that. You subdue? No. What? The answer to an enemy having Rebirth and Epic Evasion is not to put subdue on your team. It's to make sure the dragon just insta-dies next time. That's the answer. Epic Evasion Rebirth Burnout users. Why? Gameloft, you're actually not gonna say it. What was a good team with Artemis? 2 Divine Ancients? 2 Divine Ancients? Like, anytime anyone ever says, what's a good team? It's gonna be 2 Divine Ancient Dragons, and probably an Ancient or Divine as the third. That's gonna be the answer every single time. That's a good team. Anything that's not that is gonna be less than optimal. That's a good team. Anything that's not that is not gonna be, air quotes, good. It'll be acceptable, but it won't be good. Oh my God. I didn't realize I took these dragons in. Oopsie poopsie. Oops. Did not realize. I did not realize. Have I ever felt like quitting DML? I mean, whenever I feel like DML is just boring as hell, I just don't play it as much. Doesn't really faze me. Burnout in opponent is better than Dark Ritual. Is it? They both suck. So, should you purchase the generator for the castle event? I don't recommend it, no. Certainly don't recommend it. You need to defeat 2 dragons with 1 blow. Welcome to dungeon. What does it mean, AoE? You let Rally say it when you fight in dungeon. That literally made no sense, Shrek. Sorry, I have no idea what you just asked. You're never quitting DML? Sounds like someone that will quit DML in like 2 weeks. TBH. Soft is probably your new favorite legendary. I hate Soft in terms of how he was originally released, or it was originally released. That was terrible. I don't even want to remember back to that event. It was awful. You can't make it past Shuriken? I already made it past Shuriken, didn't I? Or did I get to him last time? I don't remember. It's only on round 2 in the dungeon anyway. Let's try our best to get past it. But my god, that is a cancerous setup. That is awful. Dusty, go! Let's convert all of our portal gems, because I never used them, because I can't be bothered to do all the fights, even though I tell everyone else to do it. Hee hee, I like being a hypocrite. Your strongest dragon is a Gave and then Alien. I see. You hate the CYCLOPS egg? I like how I call it CYCLOPS. He's cute. He's cute. You don't even have a cricket, divine, or ancient. Hope you can get one. Easily, anyone can get at least one divine free to play in this event. If you can't get one out of the divine altar, which you should be able to free to play, you know, this one, you should be able to do at least 2 free to play if you're really diligent. But if not that, you can get Hermes from level 6. And if not Hermes, you can get Anubis from level 6 of the chapter 2 castle. So you got plenty of opportunities to get at minimum 1 divine in this event. To be able to get Hathor, you got to get a specific set of dragons, but that should also be doable free to play. Fundiju? I ain't using Fundiju yet. Abdu? I'm not gonna show your message to the rest of chat. That's just not true. Why are you just making things up? That's just not true, Abdu. That sounds like you being racist. That's weird, bro. Don't be racist to other people in England when it's actually you that's perpetuating it by saying stupid stuff like that. Like, I'm not even showing the rest of chat that. That was just something dumb. That was a stupid thing to say. You can't just make things up so that you can feel like a victim, Abdu. You stole it again? How could you get Hermes Dragon? By playing the castle event. You've seen Divine Party Rooftop, right? He's the level 6 reward dragon. You can get yourself a free divine on level 6. You have a doubt? Clear it. Is it worthy to open 10 by 10 or 1 by 1? It does not matter. Why would it make any difference what the drop chance is from opening singular chests to opening 10 at once? It does not matter. It has the exact same drop rates. If you just open 1 by 1, all that you're doing is wasting your own time. That's all you're doing. Wasting your time. I do have Gold Vault. No times 50. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. Do I see the Viking doll wearing sunglasses? Yeah, it's like that every event. Nearly. You're gonna get Hermes and Hathor? Very good, Hugo. Glad to hear it. You got 7 pieces of Artemis in 1 week. That's not chest drops, because you've got to remember, when you open up a chest out of these, every single chest you open will give you at least 1 holy talisman. So if you only have 7 pieces of Artemis, it means you didn't grind out the full event and you weren't doing dungeon enough last week. That's the only way you could possibly have 7 pieces of Artemis if you weren't doing the events properly. That's not the game's fault, it's not luck's fault, that's sort of your fault. Might sound like tough love, but it's true. I only say it because I don't want players to go, "Oh, this event is impossible and I got destroyed by RNG." No, you didn't. You got destroyed by the fact that you didn't do the event. You know, it's so easy to be able to know that when every single divine chest you open, you get at least 1 holy talisman. Which means you can easily track how many holy talismans you've gotten, and therefore a max and minimum amount of chests that you would have opened. How many times 50s have I got? 1. In my first 5, and I haven't had 1 since. Well, I wouldn't say that they're lazy. You've got to remember that people are busy and they've got other things to do, but you also shouldn't blame the game if you're either too busy for the game or you weren't logging in for the game. You might have a life, you might have other things to do, but you shouldn't blame the game for that when that's just down to you not doing the event stuff. In a month, you only miss 2 or 3 dungeon runs? That's a little bit obsessive, but okay. You did dungeon every day? That's not enough. Doing the dungeon once a day isn't going to be enough during these events. So, a good thing to do is, because the dungeon will get to 6-hour resets, what you can do is when you're logging in to do your castle event resets, you can also log in to do your dungeon reset. And that's a way that you can make sure that you're on point, getting everything for the dungeon done, and you're getting everything for the castle event done. If you're not doing the dungeon, like minimum 3 times a day, you're not going to get a lot of value out of this event. That's just the harsh reality, and that's something that you have to accept. It's not anyone else's fault. You can't do that apart from your own. And if your life is too busy for it, you've just got to accept that that's the reality. It's not the game's bad drop rates making it so that you can't get dragons if you're just not logging in to do it. Is the turtle a good dragon to get up in strength? For early game, he can be useful, but outside of that, I wouldn't say he's really that great. You gonna watch Tokyo Revengers? Have fun. You did all the events and only got like 250 talisman things, so yeah, it's the game's fault. Well, at that point, I'd be asking, is it because your dungeon team is bad? Is it because you're not prioritizing the quests in the dungeon? Because if you were logging in to do the dungeon the whole time, and you barely have any pieces of Artemis, because I've been doing the exact same thing. I have not spent a penny on this event. I've not spent any money on gems, not spent any money on the talisman generator, I've not spent any money, and yet I've got 92 pieces of Artemis. And my drop rates have been below average. So you're not telling me that the reason that you have barely any Artemis pieces is because all the game. Something else has happened. 100%. Is it possible to get 2 divines if you get 400, 600 stepping stones every run? Ooh, 400, 600 is really, really low. Really low. I would say it's possible. You might have to get some good luck, but ideally you should try and work on improving your team in the short term so that you can get more than that. But 400 to 600 is not going to be enough to get anything really valuable. So again, there's a point where it's like, perhaps you didn't prepare your dungeon team appropriately for the event. In which case, that's still kind of your fault because we knew that it was coming up, right? What is a good way to get rare sigils? Buy premium sigil chests. I buy them mainly from the dungeon shop when they come to the dungeon shop now, but outside of that, it's just luck. Your drop rates are below average. I'm pretty sure mine are as well, but I'm still nearly done with Artemis. So I have level 100 dragons with epic sigils. I may have epic sigils, but the thing is, because I only have 3 main team members, there's a benefit with these events for players that, say, have level 30 dragons versus me that has level 115 dragons. The reason for that is that I've only got 3 main team members, whereas in the dungeon, if you've got a lot of dragons around about the same level, it means that the actual scaling won't be as bad on your lower level dragons, which means that you can get more ×3 KO kills in. And it also means that you can grind out the quests easier. So if you're going to say, yeah, but that's because you've got level 115 dragons and they've got epic sigils, you're actually not, it's not actually accurate to say that, because it's usually actually better for lower level players that have lower level dragons. So, following that logic, that means that a lower level player would actually potentially have more of an advantage than I do, simply because I leveled up my dragons to do arena. How about those apples? And I could prove it to you on a new account. I don't need to, but I could. What is the best dungeon team for mid-level? No such thing. The best dungeon team for a mid-level is the exact same as the best dungeon team for anyone else. If in Clank Kim requests food, what will you do? I would have more food than everyone else, and it wouldn't allow us to request a lot, so it wouldn't really make any difference to me. Every dungeon run, you get about 1,800 stepping stones. That's more than fine. 1,800 per run is going to be more than enough to get most of the divines out of the event. Will there ever be a day when we'll be able to breed divines and ancients? Probably not. I mean, technically we've been able to breed divines before, because like Aphrodite was breedable and so was Pangu, but may not last forever. Well then, is it better to have 9 times same level purity berserker dragons? Why berserker? Never use purity berserker. What? Why would you put berserker? No! Don't do that in the dungeon. Purity berserker is so bad. You would still need to probably have a few healers and shielders that have Wonder Acceptance. You can't just throw Purity Berserker on them all. Rust, Agave, and Artemis a good team? No. No. You don't have any other Divine or Ancient? That's not going to be a good team. Lots of repeated elements for a start, and considering you've got Epics and Rares in there, and you don't even have a lot of unique elements, really not a good team. I mean, Artemis would be important to get, so in the short term, you could use that team, but you seriously would want to look at getting a better team than that. It's not a good team. It's an okay team for a short while. Stone Cold plus Berserker? Stone Cold? What are you talking about? If same level, but they're not in the dungeon. They're going to be a higher level than you, so that's not good. What? Remember, the map is not the dungeon. What's the fastest way to get scrolls? Map. Yeah, you'll need to replace the whole team eventually. It's just, you can use a stand-in team for a short while that's not optimal. Like, technically my team isn't the optimal team, obviously, because it's not full of Divine Ancient exceptions, but they're okay for a short while. When will Zeus come again? Probably not for a while. VIP? My VIP makes absolutely no difference to the current event. Honestly, it really doesn't make any difference. Is it good to add Freya and Frosk? No. Not really. 120 dragons? What do you mean? As in that level 120? Depends on the team. But if you're getting 800 stepping stones per brawl, that's okay. It's probably not the best team out there, but it'll be okay for now. Yeah, we've got 92 Artemis pieces as of right now. Haven't spent anything. No, FLX, what you said is Stone Cold plus Berserker is good. But why would that be good in the dungeon? You're acting as if I don't know what the Stone Cold upgrade is, but no, I'm questioning the fact that you genuinely believe that Stone Cold Berserker is good. Like, why on earth would that be good in dungeon when your dragon would just die? It's not good, it's awful. I was questioning your logic, not what Stone Cold is. Like, Jesus. It's such a bad strat. It's unreal how bad that is, and you're genuinely gonna question me and say, ooh, you don't know what Stone Cold is? Yeah, I'm questioning how bad your strat is. Come on. Jesus. That's like the worst strat I've ever heard of. Just make sure all your dragons die so that you get a little bit of a health bonus for one turn. Yeah, no. Sounds like you never actually tried out a good dungeon team and you genuinely believe that's good. It's not even good for map. There's better things to do with sigils than Berserker Stone Cold. For dungeon, nothing is better than Wonder Acceptance. Depends on the dragons, but you need Bless. You need Bless and you need Ancient Leech to boost all the healing and everything else. That's a good team. If you get to choose one divine, currently have none, and are planning to get a whole new team, what would be the pick out of the 4? I would tell you to take Artemis and Newt, because you can get 2 free to play. You don't need to choose just one if you can get 2. So I would take them both. And plus, if you do the castle events, you'll get 2 more. A legendary is good for dungeon for a level 60. They can be okay for a short time, but you want to replace them. Can you get a divine or ancient for breeding? No, not right now. Nope. Should you hatch her? If you're gonna have Artemis, hatch them as soon as you can. Unless your hatchery is gonna be full. The Chonka? Why not? Artemis, Newt, and Hathor. Which to take out if I want to replace it with a shield giver? Take out Newt, put Hathor in there, put a shielder as the 3rd. You don't need Newt plus Hathor. That's just like doubling up on light for no reason. But again, it depends on whether you want to duplicate the shadow or not, but you really need a healer, you need a shielder, so you'd be better off taking out Newt, throwing in Hathor, getting the boosted stats from Hathor, boosted Bless, and boosted AoE. You're waiting for your food to finish so that you could get a key? Lovely, yeah. I wish that we could have gotten our key out of this chest, but no, we're not so lucky. Not today. Do you think that we should buy that peace thingy generator? What are we talking about? We talking about this? No. I don't think you should. You should be able to do it without. DMKJ has all of the Divine Fest dragons. That's called wasting your money. Did you know that you can waste your money on lots of things in life, but you could also save the money and actually use it for something useful? I don't see the point in people just wasting money for no reason. Like, if you just play the event for a little bit longer, it'll cost you less, you can achieve more. But some people just like wasting money for literally no reason, because they're not making enough money back to compensate for wasting all that money, so it literally doesn't make any sense. They could do it if they want to. I don't suggest anyone else ever do that. It's just wasting money for the sake of it. It doesn't help anyone. It's not charitable. It's not like Mr. Beast where he'll like give it to an organization or help a small business. They're just wasting their money. Like, that's all that he's doing. It's just a waste of time, waste of money, and they gain nothing from it. Which they can do. They're free to do. But it's not a smart decision. Your sleep schedule is bad, sleeping at 9 AM? What? What the heck are you doing, dude? 9 AM? Well, that's what I mean. You don't need 450,000 gems. You don't need to finish the event on, like, day 1. You gain nothing from it. Apart from people think that you're dumb for wasting your money. That's all that you achieve. It's like when all of the flexing YouTubers came up years ago and everyone was like, oh my god, look at them spending that money! It's like, okay. Is it interesting? No. Did they achieve anything? No. Why are you watching it? Dunno. You're part of the problem if you actually go and watch it when they're not actually doing anything either. Yeah, Dazzling Aura can have its uses, but either upgrade you can take, really. You really wish you didn't buy pieces for Chrono Hades accidentally? Ew. Yikes. Yeah, don't make that mistake. You don't want to do that. Well, either way. Yeah, so you're talking about Discord. I've also got my Discord server, obviously. If you want to come and continue the conversation, you got any other questions or anything else, because I'm going to skedaddle. Considering that we're pretty much done with all the castle event stuff that we can do for now. Just make sure you get your quests done, you're logging in every 6 hours, and you're going for those keys as soon as you can find them. But outside of that, good luck with your Cyclops getting. Yeah, join the Discord server if you want to come and join us and continue the convo. I've always got it in my little sticky note here. Look at this. I'm that organized. I've already got it on my sticky note all the time. I'm not gonna hatch bright right now. I'm not that dumb. I'm not gonna hatch bright right now. But that's the link to the Discord server if you want to continue the chat after this happens. If you need any tips or anything else, it's a lot quicker trying to hit someone up on Discord than it is, you know, trying to get a response on a comment or anything like that. But for now, I appreciate you guys being here. I do wish you the best with getting all the dragons that you want, and I hope that you can get all of those times 50 drops coming your way. But for now, I do appreciate you being here. Have fun. Is Poseidon a good dragon for blessing? Not particularly. You'd be better with an exception dragon. But anywho, bye-bye.